Dear students, the first topic that we are going to do today is story. What does story mean? Story means an account of imaginary or real people and events told for entertainment. It means that when we read a story, we may find some imaginary or real people, and there are some series of events, series of incidents in a story, and such events and incidents are told for the entertainment of the audience, for the entertainment of the reader and listener. A moral is a message that is conveyed or a lesson to be learned from a story or event. When we read a story, we always get a lesson, we always get a message from that story. The lesson or the message that we get from the story, it is called a moral. The moral may be left to the hearer, reader, or viewer to determine for themselves. Sometimes moral is given and sometimes the moral isn't given, and it is left for the hearer, reader, or the viewer that they have to find out by themselves what is the message, what is the lesson, what is the moral of the story. So sometimes the moral is given and sometimes it isn't given, and it is left to the hearer, reader, listener, viewer to decide it by themselves what is the moral or the message of the story. Or maybe explicitly. Explicitly means very clearly or in detailed, encapsulated in a maxim. Encapsulated means in a brief manner, in a brief story, and in a maxim, a short saying. So it means that sometimes the moral is given and it is very clear, in detailed, and a very short saying. After reading that short saying, we get the message, we get the moral of the story. So a moral is a lesson in a story or in real life. I hope you have understood what does a story mean and what does moral means. Some common morals that most people agree on. We have read so many stories, and after reading a story, there are the moral lesson that we get from the story, which is clearly mentioned by the writer. So some of the morals are listed here. Number one, always tell the truth. So by reading a story, we also get the lesson, always tell the truth. So it means that we should always tell the truth. Do not destroy property. This is also the message. If we read any story, sometimes we get this moral. Do not destroy property. Have courage. It means that we should not be coward. We should always have courage. We should be courageous enough to take steps in life. Keep your promises. It means that if we make some promise, we must not break the promise. We must fulfill the promise. Do not cheat, as we do not want to be cheated by others. So we should not cheat others. Treat others as you want to be treated. So in the same way, as we want others that they should treat us very gently, with kindness, with affectionate manner. So we should always treat others in a very humble way. Do not judge. Sometimes we become very judgmental. So the message that we learn, that we should not be judgmental, we should not judge people, because everybody has mistake, everybody can commit some faults. So we must not become judgmental at once. Be dependable. It means that we should not depend on others. We should have faith in our skills. We should have strong faith in our personality that we can do this. We should trust our skills. We should trust our abilities. We must not depend on others.